What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon Go Battle League content. Today's video is an exciting submission from none other than the GOAT himself, Home Slice Henry, sending in some ELO, 2,681 ELO battles at the highest form of veteran. Bro, it's like top 10 in the world, and he's running Darmanitan. What a wild individual this man is. But he's GOATed, and he's playing games and winning them. We're going to check out these battles right away in the Master League here, getting into the first game. We're going to have Landorus on the lead. Now we're running close combat wild charge on the Zacian. I actually like that in this meta because there's so many Rhyperior. I find that running Play Rough on my, most people running Play Rough wild charge, and then you're just like, oh, here's a Rhyperior. Well, anyway, this whole team does fairly well under Rhyperior, which is a really nice benefit for it. Gonna safe switch into the Landorus. The opponent looking to probably throw a Stone Edge here and do quite a bit of damage, but that means that they're basically using up their Landorus here, which hopefully means that later Darmanitan can go in and go chompy on it. Now, we're gonna see the opponent come in with Dialga into the Landorus. Are they truly that desperately broken by this Pokemon that they really want to just send this Dialga in to get sacrificed to Arceus? They're gonna go ahead and force a shield on their behalf. Double debuff Dialga. Darmanitan's coming in, says, I'm gonna get a one shield farm down, I need this energy, and you're gonna give it to me. Going for the shield here on the Iron Head, even though it is double debuffed, Iron Head would still do a fair amount of damage to the Darmanitan. The opponent dare not bring in that Landorus, but it's Charm Primarina. How much damage is going to do? I don't get to find out because we're going to swap out anyway and go for the Wild Charge combo snipe play, whatever you want to call it. Wild Charge is going to get the final shield off of the Primarina, and now the opponent going to throw that energy, but they're just going to give Darmanitan even more food. Going for the Sancier Storm, and it's not quite enough to knock out, but going for that close combat. I don't actually know if the damage is different, but they're both resisted. Might as well throw one or the other. Close combat, gonna do a bit of damage, but Darmanitan chomping through this poor, unsuspecting little floating cloud doggy thing. I don't even know what Landorus is. Somebody tell me in the comments what Landorus actually, like the Therian form is. Now, is double Avalanche going to be enough? Avalanche does just enough to get the knockout and take the first game. Well played, man. Well played. Next game, we got an Enamorus on the lead. This Wild Charge on the Zacian could prove to be beneficial. The rest of the team, I mean, does okay. You have Stone Edge on Landorus, and you have the, obviously, Ice Fang Avalanche combo on Darmanitan. But opponents, just both of them are just as much energy as they could possibly handle, trying to not throw before the Zacian goes for its Wild Charge Fly. Does quite a bit. Necrozma is going to pop in, though, and Landorus is looking very, very saucy right now in the back, going to come in and be able to get to the Sancier Storm. That's what it is. Sancier Storm trying to CMP on the Sunsteel Strike. Perfect overfarm by Home Slice Henry. You'd expect no less. The man, I don't know how everybody else does it. I get dumpstered in Master League, but this man has just mastered this meta to perfection, and he's going to be able to get this Enamorus to throw its energy. And Darmanitan, once again, just sitting in the back, being very, very hungry. Opponent going to have to take a Stone Edge or shield this up here. Stone Edge going to get the knockout.
Boom!
It's time. It's time. Two shield Ice Fang farm down. There's no way we lose. Surely the opponent throws the energy, they get scared. It was going to be a simul KO anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Unfortunately, the opponent does lose with both shields, saving him for next game. Good game, trainer. Next game, Giratina Origin in the lead. This is not great for Zacian having double nukes. Opponent is going to stay in with the Giratina after this swap and going to go ahead and go for the Sancier Storm before the opponent can get to the Shadow Ball. This is not bad because at least now we know that we can live the move, but the opponent instead saves the energy for later and pops in with a Tapu Bulu. Not very good for Zacian because that Shadow Ball does hurt, and you don't really have any play into it. And unfortunately, getting hard countered like this really just means that Zacian is going to get stuck on the Giratina. So we have to leave the entire game up to the Darmanitan. And they get the farm down, too. Oh, man. Zacian's going to come in and probably just going to let everything go. Just save all of it, everything. Everything for Darmanitan here. Going to make the pivot into the Darmanitan once the opponent throws the energy. Unable to get off of Nature's Madness here before going down. Darmanitan sitting there. What's going to come in next? It's the... Oh, and he's just done. Forget it. We're done. Good game. Oh. Bro, that's triple hard counters like I've seen him every other battle. I'm not even kidding, man. Opponent's going to safe switch into the Duskmane Necrozma, and in comes Landorus to meet it, but the opponent is able to get to a move before Home Slice Henry's able to throw his energy. He's going to let it go. He knows this is not going to be the Sunsteel Strike, but can he get to 2 Sandseers to get the shields or the knockout? Going for it here. This is going to be the first one. The opponent looking to maybe shield, let this go. What are they going to do? They're going to go ahead and shield. They want to give up both shields for switch potentially here, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay, because when you get both shields down, like the Zacian can get to a single wild charge, and with one shield easily knock out the opponent's Duskmane. Now, gonna let it go. Sunsteel Strike is not enough, and I think he knew that. It's gotta be, bro, I don't know. But this also is a really good reason why Darmanitan enjoys having Overheat. It is a very strong move to have for steel coverage in a meta where Dragon Steel is a very strong core, and you're gonna have coverage for both typings here. The opponent going to go for the close combat. They're going to have 2 of them loaded, but that means the Overheat's going to be locked and loaded as well for Henry's Darmanitan once that Duskmane comes back in. I want to see it. Just give it to me. Please, please, please. The Duskmane does not come back in. It's going to be Palkia. The opponent doesn't go for a catch here. Palkia, I don't know how much damage it's going to do. Dude, I'm with all of you. I have never seen these matchups before, but we're going to be going for as much extra farm, and Henry's going to throw the Avalanche. Unfortunately, he really does end up needing to throw this here in order to get rid of the Palkia. Getting an extra Ice Fang, and can he get to the Avalanche? Is he going to make a catch here? Going for the catch. The opponent throws the Aqua Tail, and unless they have another Aqua Tail, this game is over. He should be able to get to the last Avalanche here before going down, but the opponent, oh no, they Dragon Breath. Oh, tragic. Not a great lead here in the next game, but not too much we can do as we are a bit core broken by Necrozma Duskmane. But going for these quick attacks, despite being resisted by the steel typing, the opponent maybe doesn't have Sunsteel Strike, as they would have probably thrown it by now, I would have liked to think. But we're going to be going for as many wild charges, I imagine, as we can here. The opponent has the Iron Head. That's what their secret tech is. They were waiting for the move, and in comes Darmanitan looking to make a difference here. Darmanitan's going to start Ice Fanging down this Yveltal, and Yveltal is going to unfortunately get to the move first, so we are forced to shield this move. Oblivion Wing not going to do anything through the shield here, except for just 1 measly damage. If anybody didn't know, actually, brings up a good point. If you shield a move, it actually does 1 damage, 1 HP's worth of damage to your Pokemon. If you've ever been KO'd after shielding something, that's actually why. Opponent not going to give any shields up to the Darmanitan, though. They're happy to let it go. Please give me the Overheat. No. I want it so bad, man. I want it. I need it. I need it. But having Landorus in the back here, hopefully the opponent maybe not so strong into this Landorus. Going to let it go. It's the Iron Head. Gonna hope, because he's got 2 moves. You got to shield one of them. The opponent, don't know what they have in the back. We're going to see what they have in the back. Is this Landorus going to be able to handle what's in the back? Absolutely not. And Henry knows it. Good game. Concede. Easy. Zacian mirrors in the next game. Both on quick... No, Snarl quick attack. So Henry has a nice typing advantage as far as the fast moves go here. Snarl being resisted is a very nice benefit for the quick attack Zacian in the mirror. The amount of damage that has been done already is huge, and being able to go for the 1 quick attack before the opponent's Snarl can finish is also really nice here, because now the opponents debuff themselves. They're forced to shield, and if they want to throw in good timing, they have to go for 1 Snarl, so they're forced to give up both shields in this matchup, which is really good news for Home Slice Henry here, because he can just now pivot into the Landorus and hopefully catch a resisted wild charge. Perfectly done here. The opponent now is down 2-0 shields in that exchange, and they come in with a Xerneas. The trainer is running ABA Fairy. Trainer, why? Have you ever? Actually, no, because nobody runs Nihilego, but this team would actually get shredded by one of those. I should just start running that, apparently. You want to win in the Go Battle League, apparently just run Poison. But anyway, Zacian's going to come back in here looking to get to the wild charge before the opponent Xerneas is able to get back to another Moonblast. Going for the damage here. Is it going to be enough to knock out? Yes, it is. 2 shield up. Surely Darmanitan cooks here. We will have to see. The opponent going straight for their move. This is a good opportunity potentially to give Darmanitan the farm it so truly needs and deserves here. Easily shield this up. It could be the close combat, and we'll have to see what the opponent has in the back. They're running 2 fairies. What's the chance they have a third? Absolutely 0. This Avalanche is going to knock out this Yveltal, but we're going for the extra farm just in case, because the opponent will be able to come back in with the Zacian and get to a charge move. But not this Yveltal. Yveltal's going to get knocked out, and now the opponent's going to need 2 charge moves. They're not getting there, and they know it, and they concede. Good game. Charm Primarina, probably. It could have been a Waterfall Primarina for all I know, but I don't want to, I don't. But dude, look at the Ice Face just shredding through this Landorus. Henry's gonna shield up the potential Stone Edge, but it's a Sand Seer. It's always a Sand Seer, let's be honest. They never throw the Stone Edge. They never do. Except for when you don't shield, then it's a Stone Edge. Every time, dude, every time. Gonna come back in with the Primarina here. Unfortunately, all the Darmanitan can do in this situation is just try to provide some chip damage for the Primarina to take here, but the Avalanche and Overheat combo being completely resisted here. Unfortunately, he's going for the Overheat. Finally, we're going to throw it. And now we're going to see Darmanitan still do nothing impactful here, but Overheat does quite a bit of damage. And that even though the opponent has decided they don't need shields yet, they have almost none of their team left. Darmanitan has chewed through effectively 2/3 of the opponent's team. Except now there's a Kyogre involved. And now this is just really unfortunate. Do we live these? Do we live these? ABA Water? Are you kidding me? Dude, Primarina Kyogre is like the most obnoxious core I have ever seen, dude. It is, like, bar none. Fairy Kyogre is like, you want to talk about RPS in the Master League, man. Look, man. I got nothing left to say about this game at this point. It's blind threes, it's RPS, it's all it is. The opponent knows that Henry's got the move banked, and the opponent comes in with the... Man's in shambles. I can feel his soul within me right now. The sadness that he is feeling as he just gets charmed down by this stupid team. Unfortunately, the Kyogre has a move and a shield, so Henry's just going to have to take this L. I hate to say it. Well played, man. Nothing you do against D-Gen fast move teams. They just get you every time, don't they? They get me every time. I know they do. Opponent's going to have another Zacian on the lead in this next match, but it's the mirror match with quick attack. So whoever throws first is the loser here. So they're going to continue to throw fast moves up until they get to the double wild charge. Opponent's going to go for that player off, not willing to sacrifice their defensive stat. And they catch on Rhyperior. Trainers, this is 101, the exact reason why you never throw your charge moves right away unless you have to. Now, obviously with both of them being on quick attack, he did technically have to for the timing's sake, but knowing that the opponent threw play rough, I think he could have gotten away with throwing 1 or 2 more quick attacks before they had gotten to another move. And that being the case, it's just something that I tell people. It's like, try not to throw moves right away. Obviously, Henry's a great player. He knows this too. He was in a situation where he felt like he kind of needed to throw it, but the opponent's going to come in with a Zacian now anyway. And we're catching. Are we cooking? We're catching, but are we cooking? You're going to shield up the play rough here. Opponent is pretty much energy dry at this point. Hopefully we can get to double wild charge before the opponent's going to be able to get to their next charge move here. Wild charge would do a sizable chunk of damage and nearly knock out. And the double wild charge is reached, winning the CMP tie, but deciding to undercharge it in case this doesn't do enough to knock out. Opponent does live on 1 HP. This is going to provide some very valuable farm for somebody. Who's he looking to close this game up with? It's definitely Landorus here, and at least get, Yveltal. Gotta shield this, right? Surely. Bro, they don't shield it! Oh, shambles, dude. Absolute shambles, but hopefully now this means that the charge move from the Yveltal is not going to be enough to knock out the Darmanitan. Now, it depends on how much energy they have stored here, but getting to this Avalanche is going to be crucial. Is it going to be enough? Is one Oblivion Wing going to be enough? Bro's got Focus Blast! Never mind!
Boom!
Oh, the pain! Oh, the pain! Oh... In the next game, we are going to have Zacian on the lead versus a Landorus, and we are just in a very, very unfortunate spot here as all the moves are resisted. Hoping to do as much damage as possible, and then, or just pivot. Never mind, we're just going to pivot. That makes sense. I think that's how we played it last time. We just went into the Landorus. Unfortunately, not going to win the charge attack priority tie here. Landorus will be able to get to the Stone Edge before Henry says, but at least the CMP tie is successful, and he'll be able to, put this damage onto the opponent's Landorus at least before they swap out. Now, up a shield, the opponent now decides to bring in their own Zacian, and that means that Sandsear Storm is in play. Sandsear Storm will do a 1-stage debuff of the opponent's attack stat, which hopefully means he gets to another move the opponent's forced to throw because of it, which is really, really nice here. Going for the close combat, opponent deciding to drop their defensive stat here. Is this going to be impactful? What to find out? Find out in the next episode. Well, Home Slice Z. I don't know. Dragon Ball Z? I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, Darmanitan's going to have to shield up a close combat here, potentially. And it is the close combat. Ice Fang down. And now it's time for the Snowman to go. And go he shall. The opponent going to bring in their Dialga Origin form, and Avalanche will do heavy neutral damage to this thing because of the steel typing. It does neutralize the super effectiveness of that moveset. But opponent did not see the close combat combo play coming, looking to try and either catch the move here, but in comes the Landorus. Don't tell me. Surely we one-shield farm down the Landorus and throw the Avalanche into the Dialga. Surely that is exactly how this plays out. I can't be wrong. I've never been wrong in my life. I am undeniably the most factually accurate Pokemon Go shoutcaster in existence. Going for 2 moves, trying to get rid of this thing with a shield. The opponent decides to commit to the concession. I told you he had it. I knew it. Nice lead here in the next game. The opponent has a Yveltal, and in comes the Duskmane Necrozma, and it is met immediately by the Landorus. Landorus is going to be able to get to the Sandsear Storm before the opponent's going to be able to throw their Sunsteel Strike. So this is huge for the Landorus. Now, is it able to live any one move here, or do we have to shield up the Sunsteel Strike anyway? He's forced to shield up, and it is the Sunsteel Strike. I have seen some trainers TM away Sunsteel Strike in favor of Ironhead. I actually have a second Necrozma that I built just to test that moveset. I don't hate it. I haven't had enough time with it, but I don't hate it. Opponent does shield up here, and that's actually quite interesting because they have already shown Yveltal. Do they maybe have another flying type in the back? They do. It's Landorus. It's like nobody respects ice, and that's why Darmanitan is about to cook. That thing on top of Darmanitan's head, that's a chef hat, you see. And see, the chef, it will. Double wild charges will be enough to secure this knockout. The opponent is forced to throw, but all that does is put them deeper into the clutches of the Darmanitan. The chef himself is cooking. And Landorus is gone from the field of play. And in comes Yveltal. Yveltal, I don't know what to tell you, man. You may look like bacon, but the chef is about to cook you to a crisp. Avalanche is going to come through. The opponent has to basically shield this and then hope that Landorus can't get to the Stone Edge, but it can because Landorus is the sous chef and he's throwing rocks at people's dinners. Oh yes, Stone Edge knocking out the Yveltal. Next game up against one of my teammates, F. Barnes. Let's see how we cook Yveltal on the lead here. Zacian loving life right now. Opponent's going to save switch into Zacian. They're going to be behind by about a turn here, and Zacian's going to immediately rip off this wild charge. I would imagine Landorus probably comes in at this point to try to soak up the energy and then deal with this matchup because it very cleanly outpaces Zacian to its next move here and gets there right on time, honestly. The opponent's basically forced to throw the energy right about now. Exactly, right when they get to the next move. So Landorus easily maintaining switch advantage here, and honestly, switch wasn't super necessary unless the opponent has another answer in the back to the Zacian Darmanitan duo here. But we are absolutely cooking in this game. The opponent deciding to let the Stone Edge go because they know they live it, but that's okay because Zacian can easily take one Oblivion Wing and continue farming and threaten whatever comes in next with that massive amount of energy that it can get. The opponent comes in with a Necrozma. Dawn Wings. Not a whole lot of those, but man, it's a good looking Pokemon though, I'm gonna say. Now, a shield advantage here is huge for Darmanitan because even if the opponent goes straight for Dark Pulse, the pacing isn't exactly amazing for it. So as long as the Shadow Claws... What? Bro, that is an Iron Head Necrozma Dawn Wings. Hold on a minute. Huh? That is some sauce. I'm not gonna lie, that is some sauce. That is on a list of things that I was expecting today. That was not on any piece of that list, but Henry catches the catch, and the opponent's gonna come back in with the Avalanche, and they're gonna get knocked out. The Dawn Wings is going down. Ironhead Dawn Wings taking the L in this game. Well played, good game. Next game up, we got a really nice lead here. We're gonna have Palkia into the Zacian, and Zacian's just very happy to stay in to get a ton of energy. The opponent may even try to swap at some point. Before they're trying to overfarm though to try and land an Aqua Tail though after the Zacian has dropped its defense, but the opponent gonna win the CMP tie here on the second Aqua Tail, looking to get both off before maybe swapping out, but Zacian's gonna be able to get to double Wild Charge here and still double resist the Dragon Breath damage, so it's really in no real like danger of getting knocked out before being able to safely pull off the second Wild Charge. And the opponent looking to shield the first, going down shields, and they have a... Oh, the Kyogre in the back is so... It angers me so. This angers me so. They just hope there's no Palkias in the back, because if the opponent has a Palkia in the back, they just get cooked. The opponent is not willing to shield this. As Landorus, however, want to shield in order to try and get this last move off. It does, and I think that's a very, very sound idea here. Going for the Stone Edge if the opponent is not willing to shield this. They're losing the Kyogre. They decide to let it go, and Henry's going to undercharge to give some farm to the Darmanitan, which is going to start Ice Fanging down. Opponent cannot come back in with the Palkia because, unfortunately, it is out of HP just about, but Darmanitan's not looking too hot with these charms, going to try to go for the overheat here. Are we potentially going to be able to land this damage? Overheat, getting the shield, and he's cooked. The Darmanitan is unfortunately going to go down here. Oh, Henry, you goat. You tried so hard. Man actually told me he went positive with this team. We gained some battles here. They were a lot of fun, dude. Thank you so much for bringing in this submission here. It was very, very fun. And I have not had good time in Go Battle League. You guys are going to see. I'm pre-recording content. I'll be gone for Christmas, seeing the family this week. But I really appreciated everyone who sent in battles this week, because I have not had a whole lot of success in the Go Battle League. And you know that I don't like to show teams of my own just because, oh, hey, I had 5 wins out of 20 battles, and I'm going to show off my 5 wins because this team is great. Like, no. I need to make sure that the team passes my own standards before I share it. So thank you guys for sending in these battles. Thank you, Home Slice Henry, for the awesome submission. It was very awesome to see the spice, and we're going to catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.